talking draft again in the trenches with Dave Lapham, brought to you by First Star Logistics. And we're talking Cincinnati Bengals specifically. Over the years, they've really put the bat on the ball in the second round. It's been one heck of a round in terms of successful performances, great careers by players drafted in the second round. In fact, it's probably been at least as productive, maybe even more so than the first round. Let's take a look at some second round picks here over the years for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to list 15 of them, and the number's even bigger than that. Honestly, I'd say half of the drafts in the second round, the Cincinnati Bengals have had really, really good value and then production once they have developed these players and let them play out their career. But the first one that comes to mind, second round draft pick, Boomer Esiason out of Maryland. They could not believe Paul Brown, Sam Weish, Mike Brown. Nobody could believe Boomer Esiason was still on the board in the second round when the Cincinnati Bengals selected him. Not only a tremendous football player, but honestly, maybe as great a leader as I've ever seen. I mean, he was like the Pied Piper, and everybody just got in a line behind him, boy. He took him to the promised land. He took him to the Super Bowl, didn't get that victory, but took him to the Super Bowl in 1988, Super Bowl 23. Out of University of Florida, Chris Collinsworth, taken in the second round, had a needed receiver, took David Verser in the first round, Chris Collinsworth in the second round, doubled down on wide receiver that year. Well, one worked out and one didn't. And Chris Collinsworth had a tremendous career, boy. Unbelievable efforts by Chris Collinsworth. Think about him that people don't understand. He's long, got a lot of length. He was a Florida high school sprint champion. When you think Harvey Glance and Olympic sprinters like that he ran against down at Florida, Chris Collinsworth was fast. He could really run. He'd get up on the toes of the wide receivers unexpectedly. I mean, they couldn't believe how quickly he closed space. And then he had size to go along with it. And I'll tell you what, tough as nails. Between the hash marks, when he ran routes over the middle of the football field, fearless, took shots and held onto the football. It was hard to disengage Chris Collinsworth from the football. Underrated toughness, I'm telling you, big time. UnLVicky Woods, famous Icky Shuffle. Icky Woods was a touchdown machine. Unfortunately, he got hurt. You know, his career could have been so much longer and so much more historic. But boy, did he burst on the scene, make a big splash, and it's lasted. It's lasted for forever, really, in Bengals annals. I mean, the Icky Shuffle, Super Bowl 23, they were hand in hand. It was something to see, something to witness. Another great running back the Bengals got in the second round out of University of Washington, Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon ran angrily. Corey Dillon was as good a finisher at the running back position as I've ever seen. He would try to hurt you. If he had a choice to run you over or avoid you, he would run you over. He would make his mark. Corey Dillon was the type of guy that would run you over and then run away from you. He was something else, something special. Out of Oregon State in the second round, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. Unbelievable personality. Football in Chad's world equaled fun. 2 F's. Football was fun. There's no question about it. And the thing about him, though, is his feet might have been the quickest I've ever seen. His route running was unbelievable. He could get those feet going, sink his hips, get in and out of cuts. The tap dance that he did on the sideline to stay in bounds with those quick feet was just unbelievable to watch. He was a miraculous playmaker in that regard. Special player. Out of LSU, Big Wit, just recently retired. What a career. You know, play as long as he did in the National Football League at as high a level as he played is really a tribute to him in the way his diet, the nutrition value of it, how he works out, and then, avoiding injury. And when he did get injured, know how to rehab from it and do the right things. Started his career initially at the guard position and kicked outside to the tackle position, which he played at LSU so brilliantly and had a tremendous career in the National Football League. And he was on the the Rams team in Super Bowl 56 that got the Super Bowl win over the Cincinnati Bengals. So it was a fitting end for Witt's career. The two teams that he played for met up in Super Bowl 56, and the Rams got the victory, and Witt rides off into the sunset as one hell of a football player and great tackle in the National Football League. TCU's Andy Dalton at the quarterback position. Well, Andy Dalton came into the NFL and started as a rookie. There was a work stoppage involved in his rookie year. And boy, got to give him a lot of credit, the way he handled things, both mentally and physically, to do what he did for the Cincinnati Bengals in that rookie year through the adversity that he had to face as a rookie. Andy Dalton put up some big numbers. His career is continuing. You know, he'll be playing somewhere in the National Football League this year. And just a great human being, tremendous husband, tremendous father, and a great football player on and off the football field. Out of Oklahoma, the Sooner himself, Joe Mixon. This is another guy that, man, he will punish you when he wants to. Joe Mixon has the speed and the quickness to make you miss and run away from you, or he can run you over and run away from you. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's a very, very sound blocker and blitz pickup. You can do just about anything you want with Joe Mixon in the football game at the running back position. He is a source of energy for his teammates. He keeps everybody in a motivated state, a tremendous leader on his football team at any level that he's played. Joe Mixon is special. Out of Wake Forest, Jesse Bates, tremendous playmaker, excellent range, can do a lot of things at the safety position. Lou Anarumo likes position versatility. Jesse Bates gives that to him. He can do anything you want on a football field. And you talk about another outstanding leader of men. Every single teammate in that locker room looks to Jesse Bates. He doesn't have too much to say, but when he decides to speak, it's like E.F. Hutton. His teammates are listening now to everything he has to say and how he has to say it. Tremendous on the football field, off the football field. Great citizen for the Cincinnati Bengals in the National Football League. Special human being, Jesse Bates. Out of Clemson, T. Higgins. Big-bodied wide receiver, outstanding hands. Played in pain last year. Had a torn labrum. Had to have it surgically repaired. Fought through it. Played all the way through the Super Bowl. Continued to make big plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. An outstanding red zone target. Outstanding third down target. A big body guy that can beat you over the top. Tremendous skill set T. Higgins has. There's no doubt about it. Other players in the second round back in the day out of Ohio State, Pete Johnson. If the ball's at the 2-yard line, I think Pete Johnson's a guy that I'm going to probably choose to tote the mail for you. This guy is a load. Pete Johnson, just thick, strong, could run, had deceptive speed for his size. At 6 feet, over 250 pounds, could dunk a basketball from a standing position. The explosion that Pete Johnson had was remarkable. Excellent receiver out of the backfield as well. Could really catch the football. Could turn. Had flexibility in that big body. And he was just an outstanding football player and a scoring machine. There was no doubt about it. Touchdown maker, Pete Johnson. Out of Tulane in the secondary, Eric Thomas, E.T. This guy, sprinter speed, but the thing about it, could come to a complete stop, sink his hips, get in and out of a cut. I mean, if you have sprinter speed, but you can't stop, you can't cover in the National Football League. E.T. could run with that sprinter speed, but he had all the skill sets cornerbacks needed as well. Stop and start, redirect. Eric Thomas could cover anybody, could blanket anybody. And Dick LeBeau used him so well with the SWAT team. And E.T. had a remarkable career with the Cincinnati Bengals. Outstanding athlete, Eric Thomas. Danny Ross, the late, great Danny Ross out of Northeastern, played the tight end position. Gumby, this guy was flexible. He could make catches and contort his body and twist and turn in ways that were just incredible. And he was just a matchup nightmare for linebackers and safeties. Kenny Anderson and Danny Ross were on the same page so many times, making so many big plays. Danny Ross would make catches 2 inches off the ground. I don't think I ever saw the guy drop a ball. I mean, I'm not talking about just games. I'm talking about practice as well. Out of University of Tennessee, Carl Pickens. He could high jump 7 feet. And he was a big body tight end, had some size to him. Contested catch. Carl Pickens, it wasn't a 50-50 scenario for Carl Pickens. It was at least 75-25, and a lot of times more than that in his favor. That's the thing about Carl Pickens that is most memorable, the way he could just climb to make plays over the top of people. That's Carl Pickens made a lot of big plays. Jeff Blake had that big, high arcing trajectory on his deep ball, and Carl Pickens would go up and high point the football, catch the football at a much higher point than any defenders could. And finally, of the 15 guys that I've chosen to speak about in the second round, and there's a lot more, believe me, Gio Bernard, continuing to play in the National Football League. Just finished another season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, and Gio Bernard is another one that pound for pound may be as tough a running back as I've seen. He'll take on a 250-pound linebacker, stick his nose right in the guy's chest, and say, you know, that's it. No more pressure in my quarterback. You're done right here. He's just fearless in that regard, and just fulfills his assignment at such a high level in that regard. Plus the fact that he is an excellent running back in terms of vision. He can run for power. He's got enough speed to cause you problems. Tremendous receiver, tremendous catch of the football. Gio Bernard, just an outstanding football player, as great a football player as he is, an even better human being. That's the second round picks. And the Bengals have really, historically, in franchise history, have done an amazing job getting value and getting production out of their second round picks.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.